been tired after such a long morning session, so we would like to show a funny animated video as an introduction to our product.
Nice one.
We should go home instead.
No, another one.
Okay.
Whoa! Who taught you how to walk?
It wasn't this difficult earlier.
It's going to be a long drive home.
Wait, you're driving? I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe you should listen to your poop, man.
I can't hear you. I'm still thinking about sad stuff.
We shouldn't be doing this.
Just relax and take the wheel while I take a quick nap. Ugh, I just had the weirdest dream. Wait, are we driving? Is there poop in your pants?
Did you enjoy the video?
Great video, yes.
Yes, it's very fast.
Yes, it's
Yeah, so I'm Ling. I'm one of the 3 founding members of Zoe Company, and we are here today on a mission to prove that the alternative way to driving and getting into accident is actually freaking delicious when you have non-alcoholic Zoe beer. Our company stands behind social and environmental impacts by educating the community and making it safer for them to drink. We stay committed also to the environmental mission by using reusable aluminum containers instead of glass bottles. Next, another founder will continue with market and competitor analysis. And it's your turn.
Thank you, Ling. So our market analysis, we use the Porter's 5 Foxes model. So first with the bargaining power of suppliers. In the craft beer sector, suppliers' bargaining strength has an impact on input pricing. It covers the cost of equipment and raw materials, as well as labor and utility costs. The higher the price, the higher the quality of the inputs. So as a result, the finished product is more complex while also being more expensive. And the supplier's bargaining strength can be reduced. Implementing innovations and leveraging alternate sources can help. The bargaining strength of suppliers will be controlled by well-balanced pricing levels of inputs and products. This will assist the establishment of the lucrative business that meets the needs of both sellers and customers. Moving on to the bargaining power of customers. The customers' negotiating power determines how much influence they have over the beer sector. This is where the businessmen have problems, and to begin, the beer is not required, and people are not anticipated to buy it on a regular basis because this is a premium product. And secondly, the consumers wrongly associate the creation of craft beer with criminal activity and drugs abuse. And so the beer sales are reduced as a result of this. However, the craft beer brewery owners must concentrate on acquiring customers, and this is why they require the creation of effective marketing tactics, and it could have significant marketing expenditures, and these costs, however, are worthwhile because they will result in increased revenues in the long run. And moreover, improving the product quality and diversity will aid the development of a productive producer-consumer relationships. And beer drinkers have a wide range of tastes and preferences. So as a result, it is critical to offer a diverse range of beer species to customers. Can you move to the next slide, please? For the new entrants as a threat, uh, the tremendous profitability of the beer industry attracts a large number of people, and the initial costs of starting a beer company, on the other hand, is extremely high, and it is necessary for the purchase of machinery and other manufacturing equipment. Uh, Therefore, the quality certificates, environmentally friendly production, or alcohol sale license, and so on are among them. And as a result, getting into the beer business is a complicated, cost-based procedures, and it hinders new entrants from opening craft breweries. And when a poorly capitalized foreign beer firms join the market, it steeps the wrath of local craft breweries, and as a result, to attract customers, existing businesses must use a switching cost approach, and they are able to make the end product price more enticing to buyers by lowering the input costs. And so overall, cutting costs is one of the most effective strategies, and it aids in dealing the threat of new entrants and keeping the business running smoothly. To the threat of substitutes, a significant feature of beer market is the threat of new goods, and nowadays consumers can easily distinguish between different types of beer, and nothing stands in their way of switching one product to the next. So as a result, businesses must concentrate on developing a unique beverage and require a beverage that cannot be supplied by the substitutes. To the rivalry part, the option of purchasers to swap brands create competition among competitors. So firms must build a strong hand in the beer market to compete in a highly competitive marketplace, and a product must be with good quality and offer diverse range of tastes and flavors to the consumers. The innovative manufacturing is a valuable instrument to gain the competitive edge in the business, and it has potential to reduce the upfront expenses, and the change in the flow of cash inside a brewery open up new possibilities. And it is important to note that only ethical tactics should be used while dealing with competitors. And unhealthy competition can cause a brewery to lose lots of money. And to the next slide, please. About competitor analysis. So the competition in the non-alcoholic beer market can be viewed on several levels. First, let's talk about the competition with the multinational companies that already have big names in the market, such as you can see here in our table. We have Heineken or Sapporo and many more. They are the big names in the market for a long time, so they would have a large marketing budget as well as distribution systems and resources that can easily help them to leverage their economic sale easily. And second is the domestic competition with the new beer companies in Vietnam that have the same non-alcoholic beer products as ours. So we have here we have Sagota non-alcoholic beer that can be considered our direct competitors. And in the domestic market currently, Sagoda is one of the currently in the top 5 among the 10 purchase beer companies. And this can be our big disadvantages due to the fact that it has appeared in Vietnam for a long time and gained an amount of customer trust. But however, their product categories are not as diversified as ours, and our designs and flavors can be more eye-catching and friendly to the consumers. Also, the flavor beer can create various options for consumers, especially for youngsters and women in Vietnam. And finally, there's the indirect competition with other alcoholic beverages such as beer and wine that have gained Vietnamese trust for a long time, and also the competition with non-alcoholic beverages such as juice or sport drinks. And now one of my teammates will continue the presentation.
So to gain better insights into the preferences of beer consumption in Vietnam, Zoe Company has carried out a survey on a sample of 500 observations. These meaningful results have been considered in our decision-making process. So first of all, as you can see, the survey shows that 73% of our respondents enjoy drinking beer, and 62 of them have already tasted non-alcoholic beer, which means that the demand for this product is relatively high. And the people are quite familiar with this type of product, so it reduces the time and the money invested in marketing. It shows that the law on alcohol and harm prevention has affected Vietnamese people's decision to buy beer. It paves the way for non-alcoholic beer because it allows people to drink and drive both safely and legally. Secondly, as you can see from this figure, our products are suitable not only for non-drinkers, but there are opportunities for us to reach out to a larger community of people who care about their own health and safety. Thirdly, thanks to the survey, we can make our decision regarding the location to build our own beer bar, which is in the backstreet area. It not only matches the result of the survey, but also reduces the cost of leasing in the main street or in the city center. When it comes to pricing strategy, because most respondents regarded 50,000 to 70,000 as a reasonable price range, we decided to charge $3 per unit of the products. Another thing is that almost every respondent showed their interest in observing the process of beer making and learning to make their own beer at home. So we decided to set up a model of a brew pub. A brew pub is where the customers get the knowledge and the learning about beer making while enjoying their drinks. Last, given the fact that young people tend to pay attention to both the quality and the design of the product, we will invest in designing an eye-catching logo, and along with a creative and environmentally friendly packaging to attract the target group of customers who are between 20 and 40 years old. This is the biggest group in Vietnam's current population pyramid, as you can see. Moving on to our product and service details. Thanks to the technology and innovation, the look and the smell of our non-alcoholic beer stay consistent, and the taste is very well maintained, just a little bit lighter than alcoholic beer. The original flavor is promoted throughout the year, and there are also changing seasonal flavors depending on the seasonal fruits available throughout the years. Zoe beer also stands out from other glass bottles in the market due to our special design packaging. As for the service, we aim to build our own brew pub, which is a combination of a beer bar and a brewery, where customers can enjoy their drinks while observing how they are produced. People in Vietnam are not yet familiar with this idea, so Zo Beer Bar would catch the attention, especially from youngsters, by being the first in the market to run this unique model. Our staff are willing to chat and to exchange knowledge with customers. They get to know about the ingredients in their drinks and how the alcohol is extracted from it. This is an effective way to enhance the branding strategy and also to constantly listen to feedback. We also have weekly beer brewing classes to attract beer lovers, as well as to generate another stable source of revenue. This comes directly from selling materials and equipment to our learners who are interested in making their own beer at home. These items are available for sale only, not only to individuals, but also to the wholesale buyers. And now we'll look into key success factors, and will be in charge in this part.
About key success factors, first is the quality of the spirit. The quality is the first priority when it comes to distilled spirits, and no one will pick the same bottle up again if it does not taste good. So we also have to ensure the quality of the suppliers for our ingredients in order to make our best beer recipe. About the selling price, price also as important as quality when it comes to consumers' decisions. And our selling price reflects the consumer's perception of the value of our products. So since we have a competitive advantage of cutting input costs, we're confident that by setting a middle end price compared to other players in the industry, we can capture the project market share. About our brand name recognition, we want to differentiate ourselves from among other competitors as a product for the young people. And we choose a zone name as a familiar term in Vietnam when it comes to drinking. And about our excitement creation, millennials, those who born roughly between 1980 and 2000, frequently visit restaurants and pubs and tend to have a desire for unconventional drinks. Therefore, we want to create a product that serves this market and with the consumer needs nowadays. The youngsters always strive to find some places like bar pubs that have good drinks, and Zobia can be a solutions for them as it's a drink for youngsters.
So moving on to our project plan, I'm going to start with the launching timeline. The first 4 weeks are spent on registering our business and other legal related procedures, as well as looking for sources from funding from investors. After that, we need about 1.5 months to do research and find an optimal location, and another month to settle down and set up our infrastructure. This process is supposed to take up to a relatively long time because we need to build a combination of a beer bar and brewer. And that's why I'll spend some time to go into details about this with another chart later. After settling down, along with the process of preparing raw materials for manufacturing, we would be hiring staff. These tasks are planned to last from 1 to 1.5 months. After that, at least 3 weeks would be invested in the preliminary production and testing. During the same time, we would start initial marketing to bring our products and Zoe beer drinking culture closer to our target group of customers. Finally, we will launch it officially within a week after we wrap up our bottling and kegging process. Now I will analyze the Gantt chart specifically for the stage of fighting location. We have built a detailed timeline for this task because it takes up the longest period. As can be seen, the results from customer surveys are used as inputs for us to prepare the property selection checklist. With this checklist in hand, we will spend half a month to research and come up with a list of top 5 suitable locations. After considering these options in accordance with our resources, especially the budget, we will make a short list of 2 optimal places for further investigation. And the final one will be decided after 1 month from that. And the legal procedures to sign the contract will be completed within the next 2 weeks. The next part will be delivered to you by An.
Oh, sorry, I just have an internet connection error. So for our physical locations, facility, suppliers, and partners, we're suggesting for our factories that in start time, we will be contacting manufacturers to buy used facilities to brew beer and to secure the recipes and hire services or run machines for some parts such as bottling, gluing, and packaging. And the goal is to buy and do it all by ourselves in the future. And here's some of our suggestions. Can we move to the next slide, please? For the suppliers, the ingredients are the most important factors in making good brewing recipes. Therefore, we will only trust high quality suppliers that are currently supplying materials for big beer companies in the market. We will be building long-term relationships with our suppliers as we need a stable and quality source for our ingredients, and we will also buy a large amount of products from them, so it will offer them at a good price to work with us. To the bar pubs list, as our partners, these are the most popular bars and pubs in Hanoi, and with their reputation, we will be collabing with them in order to promote our products to a wide range of consumers, especially the youngsters. And moreover, we will share our profit with them to run our weighted campuses with our alcohol booths that will offer them some mini games and also bartenders to offer drinks for them. And moving on to the next part.
Okay, the next part I will introduce about the human resource and the company structure. The objective is to optimize the use of available resources and minimize cost and number of personnel thanks to the large investment in technology. Expected organizational structure of Zoe includes the following part. The first is the management team. Is include 3 founders of Zoe. This team will do multitask, operations, finance, human resources, external relations, and the legal. In the first 3 years, 3 founders will not receive salary. Instead, the company will pay them the preferred share for founder to make motivation for them to contribute and to commit on project. The second team is operation, include 6 people. 6 people divide into a small group, brewing beer, logistic, warehouse management. The salary fund, as you can see, is 18,000 to 19,845 dollars per year. And next is R&D, include 1 to 2% in charge of research and development and the development of new beer flavor and other product. The salary fund is 3,000 to 308 dollars per year. I put the assumption that we will increase the salary rate 5% per year. The marketing team include 1 or 2 people, planning and directing marketing campaign and sales promotion program. It is expected to increase the number of employees when the company starts to become profitable, increase resources for marketing for rapid growth. The salary funds from $3,000 to $6,615. The last is the brewery workers and salesmen from freelance, and we can take the advantage of cheap labor from students and the new graduated perform to operate the machine operation and sales and marketing job outside the market. The number of employees will increase according to the growth scale of the company, especially in the 3rd year. The company will start to be profitable and will and need to expand business. The next is the capital budgeting and expenditure. Initial investment capital will require in the amount of $200,000 for PP&E and working capital for the 1st year. This includes 50,000 in PP&E and 72,040 in overhead costs and recurring capital expenditure, including leasing, labor, utility, and the advertising campaign. The company believes that within 3 years, the business will be successful enough to offer numerous opportunities to obtain a sustainable return on the investment. Next, capital funding plan. Three founders have a real estate that reach value of $500,000. This can be the collateral for us to open $300,000 credit line with commercial bank. Moreover, we can borrow debt from our relations and friends by issuing the convertible loan. Otherwise, we also plan to raise capital from angel investor, which is venture capital or private equity individual investor and crowdfunding. And this is our plan to fundraising. In the March of year 2, we will borrow the 4 years bank loan with 800 interest rate per year with amount of $100,000. The next year is booming year, so we need to raise to boost our capital. in the early of year 3 is the round A funding, equity funding for 100,000, and the in this December of year 3 we issue the convertible loan with 2 years and 8% per year with $50,000. Next is the marketing plan, and next is our time scale, the milestone timeline. So our objective, as you can see.
Could I make a comment for a bit? I believe we are past the 20 slides. So in order to help you, I definitely want to hear about good beer. And I love your video, but it will not be accepted for the course. So can you try to, if you're going to continue, focus on just what is going to be answering the main points, like the learning objective 2, the plan for the launch. That's not exactly what they're looking for, right? The 2.2 is looking for matching appropriate resources to a project. So you have several slides, I believe, talking about it. Can you try to bring things together rather than giving the full business plan? Try to focus on the core learning objective areas that we target, because we have to bring the materials, all of the slides, in within 20 slides, and I think you're a little bit over. How many slides do you have total?
They have 42 slides, which
Yeah.
is double the requirements.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we are already at about the 40 minutes of talking so far. So you are halfway. I would love to learn about it, but you need to focus. How can we combine this together, or can the class identify the key areas? For example, your 4.1 is on 3 different slides, and 3.3 is also on several, 3 different slides. If you can put those together into one slide, it might save you some space, but the requirement from Sunderland is to have less than half the number of slides you have. Would you be able to do that now quickly, or do you want to come back a little bit later after we go through other details that we can share with the class? Another thing is, with your referencing, I need to hear more from the students about referencing, showing the details that we can use properly that will be accepted. These slides, that we haven't seen a lot of referencing in the slides yet. Can you show us some of the references inside the slide, not the end references yet? Okay, we won't be able to, maybe we can all revise details later, but I was just thinking, what could you talk about that are the key points if you wanted to shorten it? Otherwise, what you're doing now, just shortening it, maybe everybody. So far, I think everybody needs to shorten the slides a bit. Maybe we can save some time by doing that. Let's start by just looking at a reference. Where is a reference in the text? No, that is the final page. I would like to see inside your slides, anywhere from slide 1 to slide, I don't know, 30 or slide 19. Where is a reference here? What you're showing there, where did you get that information?
Or maybe the slide number 11. So I see that the group has gotten the information from the internet or the other resources.
Okay, what you were just showing there, that population pyramid. Good, so you have a source that's on one of your slides. Now go from that one, that is slide 11, go to your final page. Is population pyramid in the last slide?
Sorry, we missed that part, so we didn't put it in the last slide.
Exactly, and that's gonna kill you. And everybody in the class is developing with that. So we need to take some time, maybe in the class, to work on those details. That chart that you have, maybe everybody in our class could use it, because number one, it's you haven't actually identified what is that population of. We also, in addition to referencing, we need to show what this is. So is this Malaysia population? Is it France population, Germany? I assume it's Indonesia, but you don't say that. So we need to have a title that explains what each of the charts are. Is that clear?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. So could I get, let's do a random check. We haven't seen group 3. Group 3, you are supposed to be the last group, right? Is there somebody from group 3 here? Maybe Dawn or Maria or Tuyen, are you available? Are you here?
Yes.
Can I just kidnap some details and show you? If I go first of all to your link, your link here doesn't provide access to me, so the assessors won't be able to do it. So that's one thing. Make sure we can check details. Who are the other groups that need to present? Group 1. Group 1. If I check your groups, you're here, group 1?
Yes, yes.
You can see, I believe
We haven't upload our final yet. So this is
okay.
just the demo for last week. Okay.
So that's 2 groups strike out. Who else is another group that needs to present this afternoon? We are just doing group 6. How about anybody else? So far, we need to focus on upgrading everybody. If we look at what we have here, group 5, for example. Group 5, you're still here? Is group 5 still here?
Group 5, Lê Thanh Hà.
No, actually, there's no name on the group. So far, it just says a professional name. So that's another thing. The people in the United Kingdom. Is there somebody trying to say something to me? The people in Sunderland, they must see a student's name and the contacts on your file. It's very nice that you have Duhali Professional Leasing and you have a website like a company set up, but the students have to have the name on it for listing it. Is that clear, group 5? Is group 5 still here?
Yes.
Strong. Okay, so
our final presentation is uploaded in the file on Google Drive. I think that's not the latest slides of our group.
okay, so here is I'm reloading it, so it's the newest version. And so looking inside the final. And I take it it's this final presentation here. I would suggest you keep things in the PPT form because this still doesn't show student names. So you won't be able to get marks, you won't be able to pass because it doesn't have your name on it. It is very professional. That's good. It's a good thing for business, but not for the class. So we can go back to, is that clear? Group 5, is that clear? Group 5,
Yes.
are you here? Yes, so you have to have your names and your emails on it. The other thing is, like, you have done great work. Everybody in the class, they should buy you lots of beer or non-alcoholic beer, or they should be very kind to you because everybody in the class might want to use this slide. This slide is good, but this slide references this and references this and references World Bank 2020, Vietnam Economy 2021, Vietnam Briefing 2020. Like, so there's many different references here, but at the end, you still don't show references here. That I thought I saw a different version of it here. Here is the PPT. In this version, you show some references, but the details for this slide that we have are not shown here. Do you see that? Group 5? For example, the New York Times 2020. Is that shown here? I don't see it. So Sunderland also will not accept your project just because of those referencing problems. We need to fix that. So can Group 5, can you explain what I was just summarizing, what I was just saying, so that the whole class understands? Everyone in class is doing the same thing. I can't hear. Somebody from Group 5, can you summarize what I just said?
Yes, so we have to fix the references to match from the slide to the references slides, right?
Right, and so if you do that in here, you can sell that information to everybody else in class and everybody, or trade your information to information from other people. Another example, some other group, somebody else in our class, they went through, and let me just take a look at that. There was, I think the last group that was just presenting, you were talking about Porter's 5 forces. Is that right? Yes. Some people, you're using the word like NAB to, let's check now. How about Uyen? Is Uyen Lamnokai? Are you here?
I'm here.
You are? Do you know what NAB stands for in the last presentation? It has been used many times in the last PPT. And so I'm checking. Will people in Sunderland University, will they know what NAB stands for? So that's, it actually stands, I believe it stands for non-alcoholic beer, right? We need to very clearly make sure the assessors understand the chart, understand where you got your facts, where you got your information, and the words you're using or the codes you're using, make sure people understand those details too. So explain short forms like NAB, which means non-alcoholic beer. That's number 1. And I want to help. So I don't want to just complain. You guys see on my screen here, right? I have opened up and found you. Where is it? This link here is a link that everybody in class can use in order to see these 5 forces details. Just a second, it should be opening. Going slow, and you can copy this. I'll post this in the references for everybody. So this is a Harvard Business Review article talking about Michael Porter's 5 forces that shape competitive strategy, talking about the threat of new entrants, bargaining power, all of these details. This whole story, it's good to help you show that you've done good research. So I want to give this to everyone. I'll put this in the chats. And if anybody else in our group has good information, please share that now, but let's use some of the time of class to make sure your PPT is 20 slides maximum, including the cover and the references. And it may take longer time to shorten 3,000 words, but if you have that, let's take a look at some of those that we can accept to start with. How about Quan Pham? How are you? Can you hear me? Can you summarize what I was just saying?
Yes, I understand. We will add reference and cite. And I am cutting my slide to maximum 20 slides.
Great. So I just put a new reference that you can all use in the Zoom chat. If the other groups, if you want to share your pestle, please go ahead and do that. If somebody has an actual reference for Fiverr or Freelancer with the staffing, please share that. Those are things that you need. You can have as many different references as you want. There's no limit on references. There's only a limit on the total number of slides or the total words. So let's take
Professor, so while we are waiting for them to cut out the slides, so could we have a short break?
I would like to say everyone in class take 10 minutes to try to either add a reference and cut your slides to 20 slides. I think it's best if you, rather than just change the words, maybe just try to shrink it and put 2 or 3 slides all into one. And then you can zoom in when you're going through the presentation. Any questions about that? Mr. Hugh, do you understand the headache I'm giving you?
No, I think it's clear. And I just have a question like, I agree you share us with the reference, and also everyone should share together reference on Facebook, right, Professor?
Facebook, or yeah, Facebook would be good. I've just started to share it in the Zoom chat, and later we will put it in Facebook also. Yes.
Okay.
For today, right now, because our Zoom is open and it's working, I put Michael Porter and his forces of competition. Whenever you're doing a competition analysis, you can reference that, and Sutherland should be happy.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think when we see the reference can use for another group, we will share together and we can increase the reference for everyone. I think it's good. And so,
yeah, the first group that has 20 slides only can continue trying to present. Okay, if you have more than 20 slides, maybe we should wait until you finish some more revisions. So it's a race. Go ahead, start. If you want to take a coffee break or cigarette break, go ahead, take a break. But the next group that has maximum 20 slides can continue presenting. I'm done. I get to take a break. If you want me to help you, tell me. I want to help. And I know I'm being real headache. I know I'm giving you difficulty now. So ask any questions. If you want me to find more labor pricing or Fiverr reference, I can do that pretty easily.
Our group only have 21 slides, so can we present next? Only 21.
It should be, so it should be easy. Put your title slide and your second slide together. Put your title and your last slide. Put them together.
It's just that because we haven't done with the reference things in the slide.
So you don't have references yet? Ouch, ouch. No, I don't think I should accept that. You have to have references. If you don't have references, Sunderland will not accept it. So you got 10.
I mean,
you're very close.
We know about the grading. We will fix, of course, we will fix this later, but like we only using the slide to talk about the key word and some key factors in our work.
Which group number are you?
Yeah, I'm group 1.
Group 1, Burger King group. So let me check. I will share my screen. So while other groups are going through it, and I guess you're.
Oh, wait, let me upgrade again.
So you should be working online. If you work online, everybody can help each other. You don't need to repeat things.
Okay.
Sorry.
I will try to drive.
Anybody else close to 20 slides? Here is I found another reference that should make Sunderland happy with you. Here is another Harvard Business Review. So it's very trusted, very reliable. It's talking about what is project management. It says there's 4 phases of project management. So here's the story here. I have that. I have downloaded the file. It's basically a $30 file. And if you check inside here, this is the file that everybody has for our project development operations class. If you check here under the very last worksheet, I have put this whole Harvard story and their references. It's all here. And here is the latest research talking about how to do the best project management and operations details. The foundation for a project, the people for a project, creation for a project. So if you want, you can reference these details too. So it's 4 o'clock, maybe at 4:10, we'll come back and start asking more people some details. Does that make sense? We're on kind of half a break now.
Kun, what slide are you on now? Kun, which slide are you on now?
So, and you can continue with the marketing plan, please.
Okay, so you finished this part, right?
Is that slide 10, I believe?
Okay. So for our marketing plan, with our overall marketing strategy, so craft beer is a consumer-driven or pull approach to marketing and growing brand. So the spirits industry is centered around consumer demand, and consumers must be aware of the brand, or they will not request it at bars and pubs. And the distributor may end the contract if the product is not selling quickly enough. Therefore, our plans is to have robust promotional events in order to raise consumer awareness. And as we've mentioned in the market analysis, millennials will be the target market, focusing on their buying behavior and the industry trends that show their willingness to adopt and enjoy the products in the craft spirits market. And since we will be entering a new market, it will be important to us to gain the brand loyalty. However, unfortunately, millennials nowadays tend to actively seek out young and appealing brands. So we came up with the differentiation strategy. So we will have packaging that will stand out and set itself apart from any beers in the market. And Zoe beer will be packaged in a beautiful aluminum bottle with different skin designed by the flavors of the beer. And this will help us stand out from our competitors, as it will impress the consumers at the first sight. And the bottles will have low environmental impacts, as it is 100% recyclable. And we believe that by differentiating through these elements, we'll be able to directly appeal our target consumers or distinguish ourselves in the market. For our promotion activities, we have the Gantt chart here for the first 10 weeks, and we will use it repeatedly for the rest of our campaigns. First, we have the event as famous bars and pubs. We will collaborate with most of the famous bars and pubs in Hanoi, and we will have promotion booths along with our bartenders to introduce our products to the consumers, as well as increasing our brand recognition through ladies' nights or student nights with special promotions for the consumers. Secondly, we will have distilled spirits provider or sponsor for the event. As various students from our universities, so we have lots of connection with others universities, so that we can came up with long-term sponsor for the events for this university by involving serving or selling beverages for students. And we were also interested in sponsoring local concerts, sporting events, pool parties, or school tours for university students to visit our facilities to increase their knowledge about the craft beer industry. And these activities will help us a lot in building our brand awareness, as well as generating the media exposure and reach our target consumers. We will also have our website by for promoting the distilled spirits directly to the young consumers. And we will also have social media by using Facebook and Instagram. We will use this to social media platform to engage with our followers and also boost our reach in running paid ads. For the e-commerce side, it is a must to promote ourselves on e-commerce sites if you're selling retail products. So it is one of the most effective channels to reach a wide audience, a wide range of consumers, in order to increase our sale numbers and also our brand recognition. For the brand ambassador, we will partner with two ambassadors to promote our products on our social media platform, as well on theirs. We will also serve as our KOLs in promoting the product at our local restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. This table is our main events that we will run for the promotional campaign for the lady nights at the ladies nights and back to school at bars and pubs for with free beer and discount 50% for college students. We will also create a dancing challenge or drinking challenge with KOL on TikTok, a creative contest on how to drink the beer combined with other ingredients, and also a Tet holiday promotion to organize car to transport people back home to celebrate Tet, as well as discounting on Zoe beers. And the financial projection, Kwon will talk more about it.
Okay, I will brief shortly. First, I have some assumptions about financial projecting. The first is the revenue. We have two sources of revenue. That is the product revenue from selling our beer and the service revenue from brewing teaching costs and beer tour. We expected that with other costs of revenue, we can survive during the very hard period and diversify my company operation inflow. The second is the assumption about cost. With the direct cost, the cost of goods sold decrease over time because the economy of scale. We target this is from 45% to 38% related to the product revenue. Other variable costs such as sales and marketing expense is 15 and 17% of revenue, and it will decrease in the year 3. The overhead cost very burn money in the year 1 and year 2 for advertising campaign, R&D, and rent costs. This cost will decrease in year 3. The wage cost, the founder management team don't receive salary in the first 3 years, and other operation team have 5% salary growth per year. The depreciation we are accounting for a straight line 5% per year, and we earn profit in the late of year 3. The inventory we keep a stable level from 30 to 40%. The capital expenditure is heavy in the first year for manufacturing and year 3 for expand business. The capital budgeting, as I mentioned about, we start with cash balance is $200,000, and in the first 3 years, we can raise fund from bank loan, the funding equity round, and the issue convertible debt. And here is our financial report, projecting financial report in 3 years. We can use some tool to monitor our outcomes, such as KPI scorecard. Monthly, the executive board and the head of department will meet to evaluate the performance results, the progress of the program KPIs, and make the next plan. Here is the example, the template of KPI scorecard. We have 4 dimensions: financial, internal, processes, customer, and growth. Next is the quality control.
So in order to monitor the implementation of our product, we will carry out a frequent quality check, both daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Daily, we will assign specific staff to check beer in production and raw material. Every week, we use chemical tests to decide whether certain specifications have been met. And on a monthly basis, quality control is done through on-site monitoring by the 3 founding members and the R&D manager. To monitor our customer service as well, we will constantly listen to feedback from customers visiting Zobar and make timely adjustment and improvements as needed. That's the end of the monitoring plan, and now we will be moving on to the outcome evaluations.
With the evaluations, we analyze that we will break even in the May of the year 3. Because we have a large investment cost and high marketing sales cost. When we have profit, we will have some ratio to manage our outcomes, such as the profit stability is net income to revenues. The return is ROE and ROA, and the asset turnover is revenue to assets. The cost of goods sold. Here is the table of components of the cost component of our beer. And beside that, because we have borrow from debt, and we must pay attention to the leverage and the interest coverage ratio. Because the yield of the debt will bring the company the benefit of tax shield, so they can reducing the weighted average cost of capital. However, in the beginning, the company did not make a profit, so the tax shield will not effective. We plan to borrowing debt in year 3 and year 2 when the company start to profitable, and we maintain the debt to assets ratio around 30%. You can see our debt ratio and interest coverage ratio in 3 years. The coverage ratio is the EBIT to interest expense. It means that it shows us how many years of the company profit will pay the interest on our debt, in case that the company does not earn profit in the following years. So I have some, we have some recommendation for improvement, such as we have some situation that not in the line of our plan, so we have to active solutions. The first is, if the COVID-19 epidemic lasted and continue social distancing, we have to focus on selling online channel and collaborate with KOLs on social network to run advertising and promotional program. If in case that the commodity and the fuel price increase, we have to cut other costs, such as selling costs, the agent commissions, the cost of advertising campaign, and we have to find more suppliers to reduce their bargaining power. If the economy will recessions, we have to reduce the selling price and profit margin. So we also downsizing business and reduce loan rate to avoid the high interest rate. So that is our presentation about business plan. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Can we get a couple of the judges or the investors to make 1 or 2 comments before we go to the next group? And keep in mind, let's focus on the judge question, investor question that Sunderland University is going to look for. How about you guys?
Don, I have one comment about.
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's I don't think there is any problem about their assignment, because they have shown pretty clear through the L1, L2, L3 to 5. But the thing is, I really want to know how, like, they have a ability to create a good budgeting like that, budgeting chart like that. Yeah, just that.
So your question is, can you explain more about your budgeting chart?
Yeah, like how do they link with the their task or yes.
Okay.
I not clearly understand about your questions.
Like what can you change the slide into your budgeting and costing? Yeah.
It shows break even on 17 is that's what you're talking about, or are you talking about 14? Okay. What are you mostly interested in? This?
Yeah, it's just about how do they like separate the activities into the part that initial investment capital and above is labor, PP&E. Is that like already told before? Oh, never mind. I just
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your attention.
It is a good point. It's the same point that I made in the past. That idea, you can stay online if you want, but that idea of your budgeting, it would help to clarify. Are you able to clarify? Do you know what he's talking about? Go once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so the idea that you have in here on slide 9, you're talking about initial investment capital, $200,000. Well, that $200,000, is that your total budget to cover everything? Or do you also have to borrow more money for labor, more money for everything else? It's not clear what is the total budget.
I mean that the total budget, initial total budget is $200,000, and we expand we expand these costs. And
okay, for example, in Sunderland, they may ask, you say labor is $40,640. It's a very specific number. It's good to be specific. But is that labor paid from your initial investment? Or is that paid from something else? That's not clear.
Yeah, I understand. They paid from the initial investment capital. This is on our expense.
So your
included in $200,000, and the remaining is our cash.
Remaining is just cash flow or rent.
Yes.
You have
the first row is the inflow, and the remaining is outflow.
Okay. As I showed on my screen, the earlier discussion with the earlier presentation, we had almost the same thing, and people were making the same types of confusion. The idea that the budget that you have is a certain amount. This says the budget is $74 million. But if we go through it, this is 8 million plus 53 million plus 34. It's already more than 74 million. So we have to be clear about those details. Make sure that your investor doesn't confuse them. Make sure that your staff doesn't confuse them. Make sure that the judges, Sunderland University.
I think I will add the positive and negative side before the numbers.
Okay, normally with accounting, you would just have two columns for this. One column for on the far right with the totals. So probably land cost is the 8.5 million. That's a total. Construction cost, that is a total 53.7 million total. And a lot of these other numbers up until the equipment, is inside construction cost. So the 34, the 18, the 660, all of these should be a little bit, they should be over in another column on the left so that they're not confused. They are part of, all of this is part of the $53.7 million. The same thing with yours. All of these are subtracted from your initial investment. And then you should have the remaining initial investment is used for operating costs or security, as you say.
Yeah.
Those are good points to talk about. Thanks. And is there another investor or judge from Sutherland that you can ask to give you a comment? And then we'll go on to the next group.
Yeah, I just have two comments, please.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, as that, I shortly comment with 2.1. I think it's yeah, you have a group 6. You have a lot of projects. Yeah, I understand. And maybe you can group some projects have the same characteristic. For example, you connect with supplier, and also you buy raw material from supplier, and so you can group, yeah, both of them from a project and with another yeah project also. I think yeah, maybe it's make more logical. Is that my comment for 2.1? And for 2.3, I think yeah, when you organize the cost structure and salary also, the manager have no salary for the first year. And I think when the investor want to invest your project, it's a question because you know it's a you are yeah, you are like a manager, but you are investor also, and so it's difficult.
I have an assumption that we pay the stock to compensate the management team.
Yeah, but it did two different things because when you pay by like benefits from the stock, it's the like
I think the payment in kind will salary will boost the motivation for management team and the founder.
I think when we're looking at these details, it's very good. Let's look at things from the view from Sunderland. If Sunderland, first of all, for 2.1, they are asking for you to produce a project plan for an agreed project. Hopefully that's clear. Produce project plan for an agreed project. So what is your project? Which project are you talking about? Which one did you make a project plan? Miss the Zoe Beer Company managers, can you give a comment?
Sorry, our project is brewing beer.
No, I don't think you want to say that. That is a huge project. So do you have a project plan for everything required to brew beer? So where is the plan for everything to make beer?
Yeah, you can show grand test. So
again, inside here, this is the introduction. Make sure that we can plan for the launch of the project, implement a new product. But 2.1 is you produce the plan for a specific project. So you have, oops, over here, 2.1. This is talking about 2.1. So we need to look for how do we do that? And what is the actual project that you're doing? Launching all beer? That's a lot of work. So you need to show everything about launching the beer. So that's not actually producing the full project plan. Choosing the location is one part of that, and you're doing that. So these are maybe two different small projects inside, it might help to be a little more specific. Because if you're showing this is the project for launching all beer, you need to have a lot more.
Yeah, I understand. I will add the Gantt chart about the timeline to launching each flavor of our beer.
Or you already have here choosing the location. Maybe for 2.1, that project plan is just focused on choosing the location project plan. Then this is closer. And so make that the focus of the slide, and everything else may be much smaller as examples of other project plans. For example, in 5.1, it says produce a report of everything, produce a report of all project procedures. So this is extra. Maybe we can, hopefully you don't get too angry for me for making this small, but then you can make another one. Maybe make it look a little bit different, put it upside down so that they think it's a different one. This could be a different component of your total. This is another one. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is looking for produce a report of all project procedures used. And an answer for that would be maybe something like this. You're producing a report of all projects. Here's one project, here's another project, here's another project, here's another project. This is an example. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
And the 2.1 that what you had earlier is producing just one of them. So be specific about one, and then this could be the main one for 2.1. And this plus another one could be 5.1. So 5.1 looks like this with many of them. Does that make sense? And to tell you the truth, maybe I'm being very bad, but I just took one of these slides and I just turned it upside down. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to cheat. They're probably going to check, but having 3 different charts is closer to showing your all project procedures. Your budgeting finance project procedures, your marketing project procedures, your selection of product, your HRM project, your overall management project procedures. So this is showing, at least 3 or 4 different project procedures. And that's different than 2.1, which is just talking about details of one. One must have lots of details. Number 5.1 is just showing the overall idea. You have been thinking about it. Is that what you were talking about, Mr. Hugh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to talk about this. Yeah, that's a 2.1 is a choose 1 or 2 specific project, and 5.1 is the old project. You show it. Yeah.
Yes. So we still have 2 more groups. The next group is group 1. So group 1, are you ready?
It's sorry.
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. Good luck.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, please. And also, please stay in
Yes.
25 minutes. 25 minutes because we still have 1 more group.
Mr. An, you can start. An ơi.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just going out. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Perfect. And you have your names on the slide. That's good.
Okay. I'll be quick on our assignment. So basically, our assignment is about Burger King store expansion plan, which presented by me and Mr. Win. Mr. Bao already did in the task, but he have a meeting today, so there are only two of us. So let's start with the some details about the history of Burger King. Burger King started to penetrate in Vietnamese fast food market by 2012 by collaborating with the BKV, which belong to the corporation Imax Pan Pacific, and they plan an approaching strategy to thrive in Vietnamese market by dominating prime location with an investment up to around $40 million and aim to spread over the country to amplify their image and awareness to the customers. However, there are only 10 Burger King stores in Vietnam, 4 in Hanoi, 5 in Ho Chi Minh City, and 1 in Phu Quoc Islands by now. So we can see the potential of the appearance of fast food development in our country. So we decided to expand the Burger King fast food system into one of our country province, which is Da Nang. Da Nang, promising land for our business due to the population, due to the popular and modernity of this province. So I will below here we will demonstrate our plans. First thing I want to go over in general is our business overview. Our store character is our business is the fast foods and franchising. Our signature dish is the Whopper. The company mission we will repair and sell quick service foods to fulfill our guests' needs more accurately, quickly, cautiously, and in a cleaner environment than our competitors. Although it already appears to be a Burger King store in the airport, with the development of the tourism, we believe we will gain success in this business when we open outside, which near the beach of Da Nang. So our Burger Kings have 4 targets in our business, including reasonable price, high quality food, quick service, attractive, clean surrounding. So Burger King must adhere to elements in its mission statement in order to attain the top positions specified in its vision statement. Burger King Keys is selling features. On the other hand, is the quality of its cuisine and service. Customers return to Burger King restaurant because of the ambience created by the surroundings. So this quality may be seen in nearly every one of the company restaurant across the world. As a result, Burger King mission statement forms the foundation for the company's price, quality, and facility design. So basically, we divide our plan into 6 stages, including the business overview, market analysis, and competitors, creating a business plan. After that is marketing plans and financial plan, and finally we will maintain and keep developing our business. So let's talk a bit about the factors that contribute to the process, which belong to the LO 1.2. In Burger King case, its business plans is believed to have problem with the franchising system due to the management throughout the history. So our weakness is we have gone through a prolonged period of instability. The Burger King brand's lack of global diversity. It's also not seen as a value offering amongst its competitors. Our advertising strategy is repeatedly for short, and we lack of global diversity. Yeah, and with the threats so I will talk about threats for you guys to understand more about our organization. With the threats, we have the climate change is the big threat to the viability of the food production value chain. Secondly, is the quick service restaurant industry has exceptional strong competition. The third one is our price is also threatening its operating model, and finally we seeing a drop in younger consumer due to an increase of emphasis on healthy eating. Mr. Win, can you change to the next? So for L 1.3, we'll with the 6 days I mentioned above. So we will give some specification for our project. Which stage one we will divide into 2 tasks is analyze the current status of Burger King and the status of Vietnam market. Second is we do the market. Which stage two we will do the market research. Both internal factors and external factors contribute to the success, and with a little bit some of the research on competitors, both on performance, and we will benchmark some features. With stage 3, we will create a business plans with mission and visions. Inside the mission visions, we will lead out some objectives. Stage 4 is the marketing plans, which contain some campaigns, especially in new field like social media or special events. Stage 5 is the financial plans, contain of budgeting and costing. And stage 6, we will maintain and developing. Yes. So in order to have a specific project plans, we choose the tools, which is the work breakdown structures. In for short is the WBS to develop our plans. This is a tool in project management and system engineering is like a deliverable oriented, so breakdown of a project into smaller components. So the plan work is to contain within the lowest WBS component, which are called work package. A work package can contain schedule, cost estimate, monitor, and control. So our group divided into 6 sections. The first one is procedure and calculation. As you can see on the chart, it's contained 4 parts. Bring the presentation for our project, carrying out the legal procedures, business registration, calculation of the opening budget, and finding resource and stakeholders. Second one is finding location. We'll ask for the local contractors and find trucks to operate our business, import machines, materials, and open inventory, contact with the local suppliers, build up stores, and decorate. The third one is the analysis and demos. We will do a research on market and local cuisine to create our menus to fit with the customers. Second is the planning the marketing strategy, and finally is testing the customer attraction. Which the human resource, our company will using we will make up standard for recruiting the employees, and also when after the recruitment we will give out some cost to train new employees. The fifth one is implementation project, is running trial adjustment on request of the customers and create the opening event. And finally, with the closure, we will evaluate our business situation after 2 weeks and report project closure. So we will also using the Gantt chart to represent our schedule of all the activities. This this tool is to manage to complete the project more effectively and efficiently. Mr. Win, can you? It's okay. So with the LO 2.2 to match the appropriate resources, we have to define what is the resources. So our group divide into two sections, which is the resources based on the task that we divide, and second resource is to identify the risk. So basically, our company have 3 people. The first one is the project manager, which is Miss Win, and her mission is like to work progress and give our orientation, supervise the mission, document issuance and review, and finally she will be our legal representative. Both resource managers and quality managers is managed by me. My mission is basically about the recruitment, ensure the employees follow the regulation, some legal paperwork with finding contractors, and about the quality, I will adjusting the menus and food. Working some project under the supervisor, under the direct supervisor of Miss Win, which is the project manager, and following and revising the products. And finally, with the finance plan, Mr. Bao will be in charge of this department. So this basically is to producing accurate financial reports and information, developing cash flow statements, projecting profit, and managing credit, providing advice in making financial decisions, direct investment, and making financial forecasts, which related to the budgeting. So with the risk management, in order to save your time, I will talk only about some key ideas, which is we divide into 4 sections. Is the commercial risk, which related to the competitive in with 2 companies, Lotteria, 3 companies, Lotteria, McDonald's, and KFC. Second, about the communication risk is the bad or slow communication between some stakeholders. The third point is the execution risk. This is mainly about the when you hire the outsource the contractor, which is the outsources, we may not be control of the quality 100%, so we have to give out some plans to supervise them. And finally is the conflict of duty and rights of internal stakeholders. This just basically means about like customers, partners, employees have like different interests in benefits, so we have to solve the conflict between them before it becoming the risk. Yes. So with the LOT 2.3, Miss Win will be showing you our financial plan.
Yes, my turn. I will talk about finance plan. We will budget for the opening AUC in the list. Startup cost is 139,500 and franchise fee, improvement, construction, equipment, opening inventory, decor package, and paper product and food truck. In this table, the top line sales unit and revenue, we assume within the first 6 months there will be marketing and promotion programs, and with a small volume we grow to 300%. And The biggest cost is the investment cost for a store and food truck. The detailed cost is listed in file, and after 2 years, it will be break even. And 2 years later, it will be earning and continue to expand the food truck model if you want. Okay. We also build a Gantt chart to track project time scale, and up to now, the project has been running for 28 days, and the tasks from A to G have been completed, and the story under construction. At the next stage is an important milestone analysis and demo, and the study and reports will have developed the promotion plan, and at the end of the week A, there will be a test phase. We run trial, and then we will take over and make changes if necessary to prepare for the opening week. And after that, we will evaluate business situation and make a report and project closure for stakeholder or some client. And about implement a project with an array specification, there are some specifications to be created for on 4 departments. A scope of work on 4 departments must join together for the project. Discussion between 3 managers is compulsory for this project. An overview of task, responsibility, timeline, and price have been shared between 3 managers. And responsibility allocation, each department will liable for their decision of part of their task and whole projects. Besides this, project manager also monitor the project and supervise the team in accordance to the project Gantt chart. And project timeline, a detailed schedule or project Gantt chart have been submitted as agreed by 3 managers. A risk chat is created between the team to discuss, share information, and monitor the process on a daily basis. And about risk management, the most potential solution is effective communication between teams and between the business partner to detect problems and implement solutions in a timely manner. We use the table to summarize the scope of work and the requirement of each member. Let me, project manager, my scope of work, implement project plan, formulate timeline, organize the tasks for project team, keep track of project monitoring, and with each scope, we build a requirement and monitoring result here. Resources manager in Miss Ann, and he also has scope and requirement. This is for quality manager and finance manager. You can check and review it. And monitor the implementation of a project. We use the verified scope procedure will be utilized after some or all of the products components have been deleted, and as a result, it may be repeated numerous times during the project. And up to now, the plans, our plan has completed 2 milestones. Milestone 1 is procedure and calculation, and milestone 2 is finding resources and stakeholder. And project has been 28 days completed on time, 100%. And we also calculate budget cost of work schedule, mean EV, 103,000, 500 and actual cost of work performance, mean IC, is $98,500, and we calculate CBA. It's a 1.05, and the project is under budget. So we can continue this. And I show the location we choose in Da Nang. Is it a corner between Võ Nguyên Giáp and Võ Văn Kiệt Street, and we believe it's near the beach and near Sơn Trà and near Cầu Rồng Bridge, so we can attract the customer, the local customer, and also the tourism. Mr. Ang, please, next view.
So with the LO 4.1 and 4.2, which is the wait, okay. 1 second. Which is the to analyze and evaluate the outcomes of the project in terms of the original project specification. So our group will use 4 factors to evaluate, which is the scope of work, target achieved, evaluation, feedbacks from the stakeholders, and finally is the implication of the project. And we divide it into sections, which is the duration of the project and cost of it. Secondly is the quality and ease of use, which the scope of work is our project is last for 70 days over, and more than 6 days to the expected timeline. The projects achieved its aims of creating a store of fast food for the local and the foreigner. Secondly, with the task achievements evaluation, so each task was carried out by the 3 managers in time with the expected timeline. Even though the company is experienced through the pandemic, we still managed to find the good contractors with no extra cost based on the costing prediction. Third one is the feedback from the stakeholders. Both our project managers and customers are satisfied with the completion of the task. With the quality, our company will cut the customers' information, orders, feedbacks, or questions via live chat channels are directly transferred to the core customer relations management system of the Burger King. So it's easier for the teams to manage and satisfy the customers. And finally, with the implication of the project, both the project managers and the franchising systems of the foreigner of the Burger King are satisfied. Our store reach the standards given by the Burger King, and will be able to control the cost in the future. So besides, there are still some of the defects we want to justify and give some recommendations to improve our project. 2 of them was the diversification of the our food and the outsourced recruitment. With the diversification, Vietnam, we see that Vietnamese market is a serious competitive market due to both large competitors in the same industry and the local market with cheap price. So this will force our store to adjust the price and the menus in order to fit a range of customers to get more customers. Burger King has the opportunity to widen its products mix by adding new products lines to attract more customers, and also the company could establish new business or subsidiary as part of the market to develop to gain more revenues while reducing the effect of market risk. Secondly, with the outsourced recruitment, so in the stage of preparing preparing procedure. Our company lack of legal teams and research and development teams in specific aspect like marketing or licensing. This will lead to the fact that this stage, the stage when we publish our image, we approach some hindrance. So building a strong teams for licensing, the business and good at marketing will deal with the problems. Finally, with the a report for the project of our procedure of all project procedures used. So this will be made by our project manager with Win, and the duration is 10 weeks. So we have 5 factors to be seen is the feasibility of studies, the project scopes, project scheduling, project outcome, and capture and update actual working days of project. With the feasibility studies, the project is totally feasible with the positive finance indicators and benefits consideration. Second, with the project scope, the purpose of this project is already achieved. The project is entering phase of analysis and demos. The marketing and research team, we have 24 hard working days to analyze all key information for this project. About the project of scheduling, the project is accomplished within the expected time. With the outcomes we already tell in the 4.1 and 4.2, which is the analysis, the outcomes of the projects. And finally, with the capture and updates, actual working days of project is the total is 28 days. So this is the end of our presentation.
It's close. Do you have one more slide?
Yeah.
Is there any other slide right at the end?
Yeah, I think it's the end. Yeah, it's the end. I know.
Try updating your file. Just refresh your website, because I wrote part of your references. I started to make it for you. Everybody.
Thank you for your help, Miss Dr. Shah.
So the next, we are going to be getting close to running out of time. So the next group, who's the next group? Tuong?
Group 3,
Milk tea. And thank you. I have seen Milk Tea Group have posted. They're the only ones that has posted in Facebook recently. So they have this file, which is here. And they have included their full report here, which is wise. I haven't seen the rest of the reports from the other teams yet. Make sure I get this. But again, just like everybody else, we need references, but we need lots of references. And your name. Make sure that you have your name on it. So group 3, are you guys ready to present your details? Group 3, going once.
Yeah. Give us a second, please.
While we wait for group 3, I think you guys might be able to see me. I have gone through, and since I love Burger King too, I can't stay away from these great hamburgers. I started to add some things to your last file. I'm not sure if you got it or not, but things like every slide, anything that's a fact. For example, here are 2 different references I started to create. Also, you have to have your 3,000 word essay. It needs to be in a Microsoft Word or Google Word format so we can count the words. And the total words at the end must be 3,000 or less. Some people have shared a PDF, but with the PDF, it's not always easy to count the number of words. Make sure you share your Word file. Is that clear, Burger King group?
Yes, clear. Yes,
Great.
clear.
And the idea, like this first slide, slide number 3, you were talking about 11 million guests, and it was found that these information, they didn't come from your brain, so you have to have some reference at the bottom. So I started to add this. I don't know what's true, but I started to add something here. Same thing here. You said that it started in Vietnam, 2012, and you're talking about certain details. It's belonging to certain companies. You need to have some sort of reference for that. Same thing, every slide, you should have these type of references, or you can just go over and just put something like do you see what I'm doing on the screen right now?
Yes, yes.
Putting something like this, and then you'd use the same thing at the end. So bubble tea, folks. Any questions from you? While bubble tea is going to be getting ready to present, everyone here, help each other. You all need help. Start posting your information in Facebook. Start posting your updated things in your Google file that you've shared. Help each other. Thuong has been nice. I will shut up as soon as bubble tea people start to present. But Thuong already surveyed students, and she found that the students are asking to have the deadline for your PPT and your report for midnight tonight. I will accept that, but I think you're going to need more time than that. So please, before bubble tea starts, for example, bubble tea, you don't have your name on the file. You need to do lots more. Put your name, put your email, come on. And share something to everybody else. So bubble tea, first thing, what is your biggest challenge? What do you not have yet? Ask the class. And then Mr. Hugh, he's got such a big smile, maybe he's going to help. He's going to give you what you want, and then he's going to ask for something. And somebody else in the class has to give his group that. So bubble tea, what do you want? What are you missing?
Well, let's us start the whole thing, and then you guys will see we missed something, because right now we couldn't figure it out. But let we finish the presentation, and then everybody can start asking and start putting stuff in if that doesn't mean anything. Is that okay?
So you have some references. You have one Gantt chart. Slide, I think task 5.1 is one of the hardest. 5.1 asks to show all projects. Can you show me what slide talks about all projects?
It's slide 14. Mr. Ho, it's slide 14.
14.
So produce a report of all project procedures used. So maybe I'm getting old and blind. Let me make this magnified a little bit more. Product development, market research, planning, and you're talking about bubble tea execution. Do you have HR? Is HR here? Is staffing somewhere in here?
The HR, like for the whole company?
I am just guessing what the final judges want to see. And so they will want to see, you have many Gantt charts, that's okay. Or is this just an overall Gantt chart? Does this show financing? Is financing in here?
What's the finance?
So 5.3 is looking to see everything. That's just one example. Hopefully somebody in class will be able to share and show everybody else what does a slide look like that shows all projects. Maybe it's 2 or 3, 4 slides. I don't know, but the Sunderland judges, they asked to see all of them. So that's taking a while to find. What about references? You have references at the end. Where is your in-text reference? Not at the end, not the last slide. So Mary Sutton is one. Where
in the in-text reference?
Yes, in-text reference.
Like for example, this one, you see.
Okay. So okay, then if that is your in-text, you should have the year right there. So maybe Q&M Me Survey 2021. That type of information is usually needed. And now can you show me your last slide again? Is that included in your last slide? Good, but it was 2017. I was not a complete failure, so good. At least you've started. Everybody should understand that. Great. Anybody else have a challenge that you want Bubble Tea to focus on in the next half an hour? Going once? I'm basically saying every one of you need to make some revisions. Every one of you might have difficulty with something. What is the biggest question you have? And let's just tell Bubble Tea, Haley Bubble Tea Company, to clearly focus on that challenge so that you learn how to do it.
Yeah, I want to challenge with the 1.3, like a specification of the specific project, because it influences with another question, learning outcome, I mean, yeah.
So as I understand, as a group 3, Mr. Hill wants to know about the specific agreed project in the whole business plan.
So the question he asked was 1.3.
Yeah.
And so here is 1.3. Let's check. Does this answer Sunderland Judge's thoughts? What is the question for 1.3? 1.3 is asking produce a specification for an agreed project to implement a new product, service, or process. So you're making bubble tea, so you're making a new product. So what is your specification to make this? Produce a specification for your project. Does this show specifications?
Slide 7 and 8.
Slide 7 and 8?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the you tell us, what are specifications?
This is the multi-development project.
New tea development project, and the specifications you have, okay, the one specification is develop the idea. One is to get research about customers or the competitors. One is to plan the overall business. One is to prototype. Okay, source and supply. It's a good start, but I'm not sure that has the, you might need more specifications, like zooming in on more details might help. Do you understand, Bubble Tea Company?
Yes, we also have the Gantt chart for the multi-development project in slide 9. And we also have the explanation of the strategy in slide 10.
Okay, so that's Morse code, but as Mr. Hugh identified, all of question 1.3 has many components, many parts, like produce the specification for an agreed project to implement this new product. Maybe you need to put that picture of 1.3, put it on slide 9, put it on slide 8, put it on slide 7, put it on slide 6. So at least the judge knows it's all sort of combined. That would help. Maybe your slide, maybe slide 9, also has 1.3 and another, maybe another number. Maybe it's 1.2 or 2.1. Maybe there's several details could be on one slide at a time. Identifying what you're answering would probably help you. Does that make sense, Bubble Tea Company? You, on this slide, slide 9, it doesn't say if this is for 1.3 or 4.1 or 5.1. It doesn't say.
I think it's easier if we actually show you the slide, like not like just going through, because like we have slide over the other slide. You know what I mean?
So I think maybe that helps the classmates can understand for the whole business. So maybe the presentation could be helped. So could you start present?
Yeah, could you let us present?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, because the more you talk, the more confused right now. I don't really understand what's going on.
Okay, go ahead, start.
Okay, so we're three gonna present the Haley project management plan. So the first question was be able to develop a project specification. 1.1. So Vietnam's food and beverage sector has shown strong growth over the last decade, driven by local brands as well as foreign brands. Haley is approaching this healthy market by introducing a new way of consuming milk tea. Our main target will include not only students, younger generation, but also your typical busy workers and older generation. According to the recent research, milk tea is the second most popular drink in Vietnam with 23%. People are more aware of what they consume daily, and health issues has been a big topic in recent years. And Vietnam is a destination for millions of tourists per year. So in order to start this project, we have planned several steps, including idea generation, researching the market, planning the product design, prototyping the product, sourcing the suppliers, calculating cost, commercializing step. And then we have different people focusing on different steps in an agreed manner. So number 2, can I have Miss Tuing? Miss Tuing.
Yes, can you hear me? Okay, number 2, we produce a project plan for an agreed project. And we choose the Haley's new healthy multi development project to analyze. The first step is idea generation. We have ideation and brainstorming. Next, we will do research. We will have research, online survey, and market research. Next, we planning the products design, ingredient blending, and packaging and labels design. The fourth step is prototyping. We will create finished products and sourcing, manufacturer, and we will have manufacturer. We will have to find manufacturer and supplier. And costing, we will create a spreadsheet of price and create pricing strategy. And the last one is commercialization. We will launch product into the market. So we content on the cost of our project. In this line, we also maintain the resources to any step. That the first one, we will have inventors and marketers to do idea generation. The next, we will have online survey, market research company, and we will launching a coming soon page. And the third, planning, we will have product design, ingredient blending, and packaging and labels design. The prototyping, we will pay the cost for 3 rounds of prototypes, cell line testing, and condition back. And the fifth one, sourcing, we will pay for package and label manufacturers and suppliers for multi materials. the next costing, we will create, we will need spreadsheet with each additional cost and pricing strategy. And last, we commercialization. We must have product launch emails, marketing campaigns, and we collect reviews from early customers. And the total cost is $7,100. We do the time scale for the development product. Yeah, we will start the project in 2022 and it in 2024. We also have the task owner of each task and the day it start and the due date of each task. Next, we plan an appropriate strategy for the implementation of a project. The first one is idea generation. Next, Mr. Hong. Yeah, we will base on our ideation and brainstorming process is based on 5 key principles. The first one is focus. We focus on our focus is the first healthy multi-brand in Vietnam. The next key principles is spending judgment on judging should be spending while ideas are being generated, and even guided ideas should be encouraged in our project. Next is personal safety. Participants should be assured that unpopular ideas or ideas that threaten the status will not provoke recriminations. And the next is serial discussion. We will limit the discussion to one conservation at a time and keep it focused on the topic of the new product at hand. And we build on ideas, try to build on the ideas of others whenever possible again. The next step is research. Our strategy is sending out an online survey to get feedback. And the next, we will researching market demand. We can learn how our competitors attract clients and make purchases by visiting their websites and signing up for their email list. In order to define our competitive advantage, we will need to ask our own potential customer what they like and dislike about our competition. And we also launching a commission survey to gauge interest by email opt-ins. Next, we are going to employ a designer to design our cup, logo, and packaging and labels. We aim to make a list of the many components or materials that we will need to bring the project to life using our diagram. And the list doesn't have to include all possible components, but it should help us to start thinking about what we need to make the product. Next, we will make the complete product by prototyping. The prototyping phase of our product development will have 3 rounds of prototyping with the 3 versions of our multi-recipes. We will gradually eliminating alternatives and making improvements and conducting cell line testing until we satisfy with a final sample. Next, we do sourcing. Once we settle on a product prototype that we happy with, we can begin acquiring materials and secure the production partners we need. So we will buy our supply chain by focus on locating manufacturers and suppliers, and we will also consider our storage, transportations, and also warehouse options. Next, we do the costing. We will create a spreadsheet with additional costs included separately as a line item. Shipping, import fees, and any duties we will have to pay to get our final product into the hands of the buyers should be considered, and these fees might have a major impact on our cost of goods sold
depending on where we manufacture the cost, and based on our total cost of goods sold, we can come up with a pricing strategy. We can get our potential loss machine or profit on each unit sold. And last, we will do commercialization by four ways. We will sending our product launch emails to our subscriber list, working with influencers, run marketing campaigns, and get reviews from early customers. Next, will be part of Miss Ngọc. Miss Ngọc, please.
Miss Ngọc, are you there?
She was out of the, I think she was out of the group. We just let her back in.
I think she has some technical problem. Okay, so I will talk about Miss Ngọc part. Okay, we plan to grow as in the chat below within 3 years. We will take from our sales forecast. We aim to maintain the increment from 30 to 40% in sales each year, and reasonable operating expenses, and to reduce reasonable profits in the next 2 years from 2023 to 2024. Next, we will have the startup expense. The owners we will invest the total amount of money of 81,885 dollars to take our loan bank, and we will take to take our startup expense, and we invest 60,870 dollars, and we'll take out a bank loan of $31,000 to cover the startup expenses and assets needed in the early year. And we, next slide, please.
Hello.
Okay, Ms. Ngọc, please continue your present.
Okay, sorry, got a mistake from the connection. To measure monitor the progress and outcomes, so we have a lot of tools and methods to measure all the aspects of the project. So in this start, we focus on the operations, and we will set the KPIs, and we will tracking and compare with the actual results in the period of time. So we will focus on these factors: employee retention rate, revenue per available seat hour, labor cost percentage, revenue by employee, and table turn time. So for each factors, we will have the formula to help us to evaluate and compare with the actual result and with the things that we planned, and we can measure the sales, the factor of sales, and it's like the expenses, that is effective or not. Next, please. So in this, to monitor the implementation of the project, so actually we will compare the plan that we have in the first before we start the project, and that we will have the meetings regularly and track the progress throughout the plan with the actual result by using the Gantt chart. and we will have the adjustment immediately if something that out of the plan or have something out of the budget. Next, please. With number 4, about analyze the outcomes of the project. We based on the 7Ps model to analyze the outcomes of the Haley. The firstly is the product. So the Haley focus on the healthy message and quality product to attract the target customer. The Haley provide a comfortable and exciting experience for everyone who visit the store. And we also offer the diverse and exciting selection of nutritious milk tea and great and cuisine that changes with the market. And we also offer the trendy drinks like bubble tea with cream cheese, smoothie, fresh juice. And we also will satisfy the customer with its tastes. With Blaze, so we plan to we opened the first store in the D3 street, Bình Thạnh district. It's quite near the two big universities like FTU or UTC, University of Transport and Communications. So which brings the good benefits in revenue, branding, and opportunity for the upcoming years. With the promotions, so we use Facebook and TikTok advertising. The Haley routine used Facebook advertising and viral TikTok videos to increase and attract new customers throughout our marketing campaign. And we also have the promotion discount promotion in the occasional to offer to the customer to increase sales and brand recognition. About the pricing, so based on the market research, so we say that the market's average price ranges from 25,000 Vietnam dong, equivalent to $1.1 US, to 70,000 Vietnam dong, approximately to $3.1 US dollars. So that's why we have the pricing plan to aim to the suitable profit with higher volume. So we cost is the average price for our products is around at 55,000 Vietnam dong, appropriate to $2.4 dollars. So about our people, so we have a change time in various. We have a change plan for each position, and for example, for bartenders and cashiers, so we have the daily instruction for around 1 week in daily and repeated daily, and for the supervisor, we spent at least 2 weeks. And we also have the payment policy for staff who are in the period, the probation period. So we pay just around 80% of the standard hour wage. About the process, so we use various marketing methods to gain new clients. Multipliers to visit highlight is high expectations for the multi, providing the exceptional client experience involved in the whole service cycle. And the highly employees will work together to deliver the wholesome experience for each customer, from creating to return a great gratitude with the many perks for the loyalty customer. For the physical evidence, so the highlights most noticeable with the physical evidence is outstanding and training decoration combined with the new Jesus products, which are the selling qualities that keep the customer coming back to the store. And the next is the evaluate the outcomes of the project. So the Haley provides the new experience and satisfy the unit for Vietnamese customers who love milk tea and healthy food and beverage. So, so here are some criteria that we get from the customer about our products. So the customers support the Vietnamese brand, and they really quite excited with the positive message that we named for each product about the quality. So the customer feel more comfortable when they drink healthy milk tea. They also can also choose the level of ice and sugar for their habit. About the price, so the price at the Haley quite high for some people, but with the good quality, so the customer can accept that price. About the menu, so the customer recommend the different and the unique products when they think about the Haley and more various products. The customer service, so they think that we have the nice and friendly staff. They have the friendly welcome and give the recommendation for the customer when they take the order. But about the order time, so they suggest that the time should be faster. So here there are some financial statement for income statement that we get into 3 years. So as we show in the graph above, so we predict to get a positive result in the second year with nearly that $3,500. So it's equivalent to 3.3% of sales, and we will increase to around $29,000 in the next year. So with this balance sheet, so we plan to have the total money that we need from the shareholders are $153,000, and the funding we planned within the 3 years will be that 40, 40, and 20% for each year. And then we also need loans from the bank with estimate the interest around 12% per year. About the cash flow, so our products are sold directly to the customer at the store from the delivery app. So all the revenues we will receive within the fiscal years. With the loan, so we plan to pay the 60% of the first year within the second year, and pay the rest, including the 14% loan of the first year and the whole of loan in the second year in the third year. Next, please. So the last one, so we identify some of the problems or issues that we need to improve. First, about the business and financial plan. So for the start of business, you know that the business and financial plan play the vital role for the success of the project. So we need to shoot more specific and details in our plan, and we need to look deeply in the expenses for each state to evaluate and control the cost, and to make sure that we have the effective investment. For the design from our store, so you know the people around the university so require the healthy food and drink, but also they loved coffee and snacks and a comfortable place to connect or discuss or just work or read. So that's why the Haley at the Haley shop is too crowded too often. So we think that it's not fit for everyone. About the price menu, so most of the Haley's clients are young people, so who want to have the better price, the better price for the nutritious drink. So the price of us is quite high for them. So that's why we have some recommendation. about the business and financial plans. So we should review the status of the project and have a meeting regularly with the stakeholders and project team to evaluate and update the products. Besides, so we will should always looking for the ways that we can tighten up our process and procedures and reduce the waste from both materials and time. For the design, so we will make every effort to create the good environment in which customer can socialize in the calm and relaxed atmosphere while enjoying the delicious drink and food. So we shall be the business and reliving our clients' daily anxieties by giving peace of mind through our inviting atmosphere and accessible location, cultures, customer service, and dependably high quality items. We also will reinvest money in order to improve employee satisfaction while maintaining the consistent rate and return for stakeholders. About the price menu, so apart of multi, so we think that we recommend to add in some fresh fruit juice, smoothie, or coffee into our menu. And also we will combine the fitness ingredients to create the unique beverage and will satisfy the clients. In addition, so we will maintain, so we think that we will maintain the price, but we will provide special combos for students or young people. They are looking for the healthy beverage on the daily basis.
So here's the outcome of the project that we have planned. So for the first task is product development. It has 82% done. The market research is 78% done. The planning phase 86% done. Execution phase is 83% done. Performance and control phase 4% done, and evaluate and adjustment is 40% done.
This is a good way to try to answer the question. Yes, that is a report. Sure. Sorry, I think that means you're almost finished. Is that right? Next
yes.
to show references.
Correct. That's it.
Great. So since we are at the end of class, I would like to thank all of you for being able to spend your time talking about not just business development, but business development systems so that you can track and develop systems and the processes. Lots of people can come up with ideas, but actually implementing them is hard. Making sure that they're going to be done properly is hard. If you have a good process, you can get other people to help work on them a lot better. So our whole class is starting that. There's many very good ideas like this bubble tea or Burger King, but all of us, our system is to create something for Sunderland. We need to now modify details and get ready to hand these in. They're supposed to be handed in already, but I have heard from Tuong that many people have already been asking, can we extend the deadline until midnight tonight? So I'll extend it to midnight, and then I will start checking the files tomorrow, and I will be talking to FTU to start giving the grades on Monday. Before we leave, I highly suggest you guys start sharing details that will help each other. For example, the idea of the environment analysis needs to be done. The idea of the labor referencing needs to be done. The idea of being able to reference properly needs to be done. We've started, in this slide that we're looking at with the bubble tea, we're showing 5 references But for a big full business plan, almost everything should have references. So I really believe that if you have 25 references, that's better than just 5. So try to add more things. That pestle analysis is one. The Porter's 5 forces is one. The idea of costs. For example, this bubble tea. Did you show the costs of labor? Are you just guessing at how much you're going to pay people, or did you actually have a reference, and can you show this is the proper, appropriate price you should be paying? Do you have that, the bubble tea group, Haley group?
Professor?
Yes.
So I understand that you would like the students will help each other, so each member will take care of the specific task and look at all the PPT of the other groups and make sure that it's follow the Sunderland's requirement.
Right, I understand. I'm asking, does anybody here have labor costs done? Does anybody have a good reference for labor costs? That is definitely needed. If you do, please put up your hand, or write the labor costs and the reference in the Facebook group. Next thing, another thing that's needed, the idea of the project management. You are doing proper management. That I have shown the idea of the pestle that has started to be developed, but even that pestle chart that we showed by one group, that wasn't actually referenced. So that also needs to be developed. Does somebody have a reference for how Vietnam is growing? Does anybody have a good reference for that? Let's take like 1 minute just to ask, what are the main references we should all have and show Sunderland? Vietnamese customers or Vietnamese growth, those details. Does anybody have those? Everyone here should have them, but nobody has them.
Sorry, for the Vietnamese customer?
Yes.
I have some. Yes.
Okay. Can you start to show how that looks? Maybe just share an image of the one slide and the actual reference. And other people need to be able to do the same type of thing. So inside your PPT, you should have an author and a year. And at the very end of your PPT, you should be showing lots of details that Tuong already shared.
Yes.
Same thing for the actual report. Okay.
So for the where did I put it? Yeah. This is the I put it here for the in-text citation.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3, 4, yes.
You are showing that Vietnamese customers like healthy eating. There's a reference. Yes. Everybody can.
Harris here, and I come to the reference down here. Harris here.
Good. And you also said that Vietnamese workers are pressed for time. They don't want to waste time. That type of reference, I think many of you can also use. So you can copy that and be able to put that into your file. Again, the main thing is the author and the year should be there. Can you show that?
Yes. Author, family name and the year. Yes.
Yes. So almost everybody should have that in your report, your essay, and in your PPT. That's just one example. And I'd like everybody to do that. So Tuong, have you been able to divide those tasks up yet? Just read out the names or show the file with the tasks. And I think we're finished. You haven't finished that yet. Okay, so I'll keep talking while Tuong is working on that. The idea that all reports should be handed in now. And the PPTs should be handed in now, but I think you need some more time. So I will extend the deadline. It's no longer right now. The deadline is midnight tonight, your time. Okay?
Professor, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, so regarding the task for all the students, so this is this task okay for the student? So the student will take care of this task and make sure you go through the other groups and check this task for them as well inside of the group. For example, Lâm Ngọc Ái Uyên, so this task is number 3.1 and 3.2. So beside of taking care and making sure that the group business project meet this criteria, and you also could go to other group by they providing the link of the Google Drive here. You can go into their Google Drive and go in here and make sure that they also have the criteria, the PPT meets the criteria of 3.1 and 3.2. So you go into this PPT of group 3 and go through this and check the criteria 3.1 with 3.1, and from here is the 3.1 and 3.2, and help them to develop this criteria that meets the Sunderland's requirement. And the same for other students. So Nguyễn Tiến An, Trần Hoài.
So Tien An, can you explain to the class what you are going to do for everyone tonight? Tien An, are you here?
Tiến An. Tiến An.
It's me or An who? I'm here.
Nguyễn Tiến An.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, so I just explained what.
Do you understand what we just asked you and we told all students? If not, we'll go to another student that's listening and we'll ask them to help explain. And then as soon as we're finished, it's clear.
I'm not sure about understanding, but I think it is to go to the Google Drive to repost our assignment the first to adjust our assignment to meet the requirement of the Sunderland task.
Right. What is your task? Can you read it specifically?
My task is wait, let me. I'm using my cell phone. Wait, 1 second.
And at the same time, what about Maria? Maria, no. Can you also tell us what is your task to manage? So Tien An and Maria, can you both share with the class what is your specialty?
My task is monitor the implementation of a project and analyze the outcome project in terms of the original project specification.
Right. So monitor the implementation of a project. So what we're like is we would like you to go through every student's PPT and every student's 3,000 word report and check if that is done properly. So you're going to look through your own and make sure it's done well, and then look at somebody else's, and maybe you can learn from somebody else's, and then look at the next one, next one, next one. There's 6 to look at.
It's basically it means
that person.
That my peer evaluation is the 3.1 and 3.3 and 4.1, right?
That's the main focus. You should do everything, but specialize in that area. Correct. And the next person will specialize in those tasks focused to evaluate. Don't just evaluate them, give comments on how to do it best. Tell the other person what is a good answer to include, like we've already started so far. Any other questions? Anything else I can help you with?
So can I have two more students to make sure that they understand this one? So group 5 and group 6. Group 6, can I have Nguyễn Hữu Ân? Nguyễn Hữu Ân, are you here?
I think that excuse me, can you show us the previous
It's
slide?
in the Excel file. You all have the Excel file.
Yeah.
I'm just going to the next area since you guys are a little bit taking a while. Some people have a report like this, and it's nice that you're starting your report, but you must make sure you're finishing with references, and you must make sure, for example, some of you have started and you've seen this file that I have already given answers to some questions here. You can get this information from our Facebook posts. Other people like the Bubble Tea group, Haley group, you have started to create this. You didn't finish and fill out all of the top information, but you've started, and at the bottom you have your assignment. Many people can write your assignment like this at the bottom of the file. Hopefully everybody sees this. Mr. Hugh, you see this? Like the assignment is here and you have written your details at the bottom. Did you do this, Mr. Hugh?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hopefully Mr. Long did too. But if I'm copying this and I highlight it all the way to the references, and then I check the tools word count, this one is 3,139. It's close. How many words are we allowed to use, Mr. Long?
3,000 plus and minus 10%.
That's not what it says, but yeah, I will accept that. But it should be 3,000. However, to help Bubble Tea Company that has done this, they have done this, but they also they wrote in the actual questions. For example, this 4.2, evaluate the outcomes of a project. That's not part of your report. That's just it's something extra. So this could be deleted. So you're getting close. So everybody needs to make a report like this. And you can see that the total number of pages, can I get Pham Thi Tuan? You're with the Bubble Tea group, right? And Kim Nok?
Yes.
How many pages is your total file? Everybody in class, they should have the same as you, same number of words. How many pages is this?
So I think that
21.
Right, the answer is 21. So everybody in our class, we should be focusing on trying to have 21 pages. If you have 35 pages, you know you're way too long. If you have anything less than 20, you're still safe. The problem is if Sunderland sees you only have 5 references, they're not going to be happy. They usually want to see many references. And so we just showed you can get references from other people. I am going to show, here is a reference. Hopefully everybody is taking a look at my screen right now. You can see this is from freelancer.com, and it shows internet marketing specialists you could hire in Vietnam. This lady, I have no idea who she is. I just checked, and she does email marketing. She does customer service management. Her fee is $30 an hour. I think that's really expensive, but it doesn't matter. You can use this as a reference. Add this to your file and it will help. So I went through and I added it here. That's what this is showing. Mr. Nook, do you understand what, can you explain what I'm showing right here? Mr. Long, do you understand, or Mr. Hugh, do you understand why I'm highlighting this?
Yeah, I think you show us like the salary, average salary, and we can base it on to pay labor costs.
Great.
She
Because
get reference.
you have to have lots of references. The more references you have, the better. This one only shows 5 references. It's not good enough. You should have at least 15, if not 25 or 35 references, then Sunderland is going to be happy. And
Sorry,
so,
do we need to put the reference in the word count? Because it will be a lot.
you're right. It will be, but that's what the rules are, right? I
already
can't,
like 600 already.
you can say references are outside of the word count and blame me. I will accept the responsibility. However, I might have to fight with the people in Sunderland. You understand, right? Because they said the requirement is here, right? Project plan, 3,000 words in a group of no more than 3,000 students. It goes through and explains a little bit more about it. Somewhere in here talks about the word count, but this is not my idea. This is from Sunderland. They say this, we should follow it. They say this, we should follow it. If you have, some people had 40 slides. Yeah, no, that's not going to be good. And that last group that you were presenting, when you can see my screen, right? You guys have one slide, but there's like 8 different levels of slides in here. Come on, that's not acceptable. You understand that, right? It's better just shrink it, make it smaller. It doesn't have to be size 20.
Sorry, if we have something like 20, around 20 page and 30 page for the appendix, to be okay? Or we have to separate them?
The requirement from Sunderland is you're supposed to have 3,000 words for your essay and 20 slides total for your PPT. So if you have more than that, like I'm sorry, Bubble Tea Company, I'm changing your work. You can see how I'm changing your work, right? This is your file, I'm adjusting it. But it should fit basically on one file. This type of thing might help a little bit more. And I have already, shrunk several of them, and it's still. Do you understand what I'm doing, Bubble Tea Group?
Yes, we understand.
So it should be just one slide. What you have is like 8 different slides in one. So even though you're showing 22 slides or 21 slides, you actually still have 40 slides, and Sunderland won't accept it. It's just better, shrink things, put it all. It doesn't have to be size 12 or size 20 font. Don't make it super small, but everybody understands what I'm trying to say, how I'm trying to help you?
Yes.
Okay, next group, let's just ask Kwan, Pham Hong Kwang, can you tell
yes,
any special details related to referencing? How do you have to reference? Where do you need to reference? What is the format for reference? Is that clear to you?
okay. I have to add reference in reference page, the last page, and cite in each figure and chart table.
Yes, make sure everybody understand that. So I'm showing my screen, the real estate group, group 5. I went through and I noted that you didn't really have your student names on it. You have to have your student names, your student emails. You need to evaluate every other group, but you also must evaluate your team members. Is that clear, group 5? Danha?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, great. So show your contacts, that's good. The full references, Linha, you understand the idea of reference each page or each slide and reference at the end, that's clear to you?
Yes.
Great. If there's any questions about this, ask now and I'll help you. Again, 20 slides max. Even this last one, you had 22 slides, but then with the animation and the fly in and fly out, that's kind of cheating. I don't think Sunderland will accept that. Make sure it's 20 clear slides finished. And this is what I think is the hardest one to do. 5.1, just put several of these together and focus on, what was it? 2.3 is explain one of them in detail. That would be good. With the finances, make sure it's clear. Make sure you are clearly asking for money from a bank. The easiest thing to do is say you have a guarantor or a parent company, or your parents are going to co-sign for you. Otherwise, Sunderland is looking for a very detailed business plan. The business plan should prove it. And the business plan should show you have so much building or you have so much equipment, you're using the loan to buy a building, or you're using the loan to buy a equipment that's already finished, not construction. It should be finished, because if you go bankrupt, the bank wants to be able to take it and sell it to get their money back. That should be discussed. Pretty basic. Does that make sense to you, Linha?
Yes, we understand.
So I think I'm finished for everything. Explain all of your short forms. Here's references. I have put this. I will put this in the bubble T company report, and I'll start to put this in the bottom of every report. When you're making yours, you can change it, modify it, delete it if you want, but I will give you some of this information to help you. Anything else I can help you with before we leave for today?
So before leaving our class, so we have a very important session. So that is a wording session. So I'm so excited. Professor, I know there's still wanting to show something, but
go ahead. You can talk about the award.
It's 4:30, so maybe it's time to wrap up. But before
it is time to wrap up, you can start talking about the award.
Yes. So we have the voting results from all the students, and so we will have the three. So we have 3 different kind of awards. So first, I would like to congratulate to the group 5, Nguyễn Thị Dương, Lê Thanh Hà, and Vũ Nhật Linh for the outstanding business project.
Group 5, yes.
Group 5, and also group 2 for the outstanding business project. Nguyễn Trung Hiếu, Trần Anh Linh, and Trương Mai Phương Linh with the e-commerce. Yeah, he lives. And next, it is about the presentation. The most impactful presentation belongs to group 4. chỉ còn tí thêm nữa Nguyễn Phi Long and
The terrible students are making me hungry.
and Vũ Đức Vượng.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm happy with all of you guys.
And so now we will go to the award of the excellence for the most proactive students. So we will have the first is for Nguyễn Phi Long. Congratulations. And last but not least, so we will have Mr. Nguyễn Trung Hiếu. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you guys so much. So I will send this award to the group and also to you by email. So thank you so much for I think more than 1 month, almost 1 month. 1 month together. We have only 6 classes together, but a lot of good opportunity for me and also for all of us to learn and to share together. So thank you guys so much.
If anybody does not want me to promote your award famously, please let me know. Otherwise, we will take these and we're going to post them in our class Facebook group. If you want it, you can download it from the Facebook group, but we're going to show the world you guys have the awards in Facebook. Thank you very much, guys.
That would be very nice. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
so thank you guys so
Kiran.
much. Please don't forget about the final report.
Yes.
So, that is very important. So for the professor, and also me, we just want to help you guys and we learn together. But the most important is we need to submit the report to the Sunderland. So make sure we help each other and we meet the requirements of the Sunderland. So
Definitely make sure you email it to us, drshawnwatts.teaching@gmail.com. And I will be giving that to the university on Monday or as soon as we can. Some of you, if you need to change some things or revise things, make rework, we might be able to get an extension. If you are comfortable, you will help the whole class by being able to post yours in Facebook so other people can learn some of these details also. But I look forward to staying in touch. You know my email address, you know my Facebook, you know all sorts of social media to get in touch with me. Please stay in touch with me and have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Be safe with coronavirus.
But so before that, so I would like to take a picture. So
yeah, good idea.
You guys, yeah, so can you open the camera?
Is it possible for everybody to turn on your camera for a very short time? We almost have everybody with the cameras on.
I'm waiting for everyone. So we still have more. So I hope that we have everyone here. We have 17.
Pham, Stanley, is it possible for you guys to turn your camera on for a short time?
Yeah.
How about Miss Gum, Miss Tuyền, Vương, also.
That's one more. Gum, Vương.
And Lê Thành, huh? Wait, me.
Did I hear somebody wants us to wait? If not, let's we can take a shot now. I don't want to disturb anybody's dinner too much. So everybody ready? Maybe you can all do a screen capture and copy your own pictures together. I'm going to save your images. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
We've finished the class. So thank you very much, folks. I look forward to staying in touch. I will post these images on Facebook too. if you want, you can write a note to me and you can download it. I will only post it for a short time, and then maybe I'll delete it in case somebody doesn't want your photos. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir.
Professor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So wish you guys the best.
Me too.
You must
Merry Christmas, Professor.
Yes, definitely to you guys too.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks.
If anybody has questions, as I said, I'm going to stick around in case you want to chat or if you have questions. But everybody else, you're welcome to go. Thank you.
I have questions. That's for now you live in Korean, right? In Korea, but your family.
My real home is in Da Nang. I know the Burger King people, they're talking about making a new Burger King. I was like, what? I thought the Da Nang airport already has a Burger King. I know Da Nang. I love Da Nang. I'm supposed to be back there. I'm supposed to only be visiting Korea for a short time. But when I came here to say hello to the university people, Da Nang closed the airport. I can't go back. So I'm waiting for the border to open again.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
So
I hope I can meet you in someday.
That would be great. I look.
Yeah, be patient. Huh?
Any of you interested in coming to visit Korea? Maybe I can take you out for a drink in Korea.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yes, Mr. Hill, you should try the bomb shot drink in Korea. Beer and soju together.
Sure, let's go have soju in Korea. I can take you out in Korea if you come visit. And
but enjoy travel at the same time.
Yes, yes. But be safe. Wow, the coronavirus is getting really crazy. I wanted to go back home and visit my mother. My mother is almost 90 years old, so I wanted to see her, but she is saying that she's not supposed to see people. She's not supposed to go out. Canada's rules for coronavirus are so bad. I'm not even able to go back to Canada now. So I can't go to my home in Vietnam. I can't go to Canada. What can I do?
Maybe next month, because for now, Vietnam have planned to open the international airports, and I don't know, you can come back to Canada or not. I mean, it's soon.
I hope so. I'm freezing. This is so cold. I prefer Da Nang. You guys, maybe you think it's cold, but from Canada, I think Da Nang is still very nice and warm. I want to go swimming there. It's definitely getting cold here in Korea and in Canada. Lots of snow.
For now, you are middle. You are in middle, Vietnam and Canada.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think thank you, and I think if have some company I mean it's have a needs like training for employee. I will refer you to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still work with Donghua University in Da Nang, and I'm a regular full-time professor with Keimyung University here in Korea. But I have been teaching for a long time, so it's usually pretty easy to go through the regular things. So I'm helping other companies and other universities at the same time. I would be happy to meet some more companies.
Do you mind traveling from Da Nang to the north, to Hanoi?
I've already traveled. I did it by motorbike too. I love doing it by train. It was wonderful. I did a lot by car and even my motorbike. So yeah, I had a great time traveling all across Vietnam. Except one time it wasn't so good. A government officer hit me when I was driving on my motorbike. A government officer hit me. I flew off. I was injured, but it was a government officer. He started yelling at everybody, and then he just drove away. What can we do? He's a big, very powerful government officer. Oh well, but I'm still alive. I can't complain. I look forward to going back.
That happened in Vietnam. You